numbers on budgets and expenditures for the bridge, and then I also have the landfill solid waste here.
Okay, can you explain the April highway distribution?
I was just looking at that, and I'm not sure if that's a quarterly.
Is it quarterly?
I'm not sure on that. I'd have to check.
So is that like a road tax that they get from the state?
It would be, right, it would be money coming in,
Yeah. but
distribution, I would assume.
I didn't know if it's part of the sales tax on fuel when we get back.
The source, I'm not sure on that. We did get the diesel tax refund
Good.
back on that.
That's pretty good.
Well, yeah,
62 grand, that's quite.
that is, and it varies. I know that. It's sometimes a little more than that, sometimes a little less. Any other questions?
Are you getting a little concerned on your budget?
Yes, I am. We need to keep it
Tighten
down
it up.
monthly for a while, yes. Yeah, I was running some numbers, and if we can keep close to that 80 to 90, keep it under 100,000 for a while, monthly,
Yeah.
we'll be okay.
Yeah,
But
it'll
we
make a
can't
difference.
have the 140 or 50,000 expenditures, and try to minimize those. Next item, I've got a request for a highway permit from Dryling Construction. They're doing some work for AT&T, and they're gonna be, would like to bore along the right-of-way on the east side on Road 21 between M and L. They're putting up a tower there, and they need to tap into the one that's to the south. They're gonna bore at 6-foot depth for their fiber optic to tie into that. And I was just gonna recommend we approve that. And if you guys want to take a look at that too.
Did you say 6-foot depth?
Yes,
Isn't that quite a bit?
that's, well, it's, if we need to do any work in the right of way, pull up the road or the ditch, that'll leave plenty over the top of that. But it's good to have them go that deep. They can go deeper if they had to, but
Yeah.
I move we approve highway permit 23-05.
I'll second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded to approve highway permit 23-05. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign.
I think at the bottom down there, Chairman, bottom right.
Okay.
Has Matt applied for a boring permit?
Oh, we just amended,
You just
Yeah,
amended that one? Okay.
right, with the updated plans, what they were gonna do for boring. Down to that. Second item I have is a request to have Penco do survey and develop plans for a bridge removal off 36. It's another word known as the Magley Bridge. It's on Road 27, I think between C and D. And We've had, my understanding is we did have approval to do that years past, and didn't come up with the exact date when that approval was handed down, but we would like to proceed with getting some plans from Penco. And they're gonna be up in the area doing the survey for the bridge that we got accepted for replacement, which will probably end up being next year, but they wanted to start there to get the survey done on that, and they could also go down and do the survey for the low water crossing. And it's probably gonna run around $3,000
For the survey?
For that, yeah, for the survey on that removal and the
We
plans.
will need a motion on that then.
Do we need a motion for the survey?
Yes.
I was so moved.
I'll second the motion for the survey.
All right, it's been moved and seconded to have Penco survey bridge on Road 27 between C and D for $3,000. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
I hear you got the culvert in.
We did, oh, and thank you, I was gonna mention that. We did, we finished that and just opened the road, late yesterday. We did get, a run of gravel through there, we'll probably put a little more on, in the not too distant future. But it went fairly well, didn't have any complications or,
Sounds like that's a big culvert.
yeah, it's one of the bigger ones I've ever dealt with.
Keith Swigert said he walked through it and couldn't hardly reach the top of the culvert. It's that tall. That's a big.
It's what they do is they take a 102-inch diameter pipe and they, because it's arched, and they bend it, flatten it down, so it's basically a 8.5-foot round pipe that was shaped, but it went well. And,
Good.
It'll hold up. I'd like to, and I think I can just go purchase this, but I wanted to run it by you guys. We really do need to get a portable pump. One that we can use for filling our water truck and or trailer. And also, I think we could probably use this for helping to open up culverts if they're plugged. We can take it out and pump out of either one of the poly tanks that Mike has or our old yellow truck.
Is it a 3-inch pump?
It's a 3-inch semi-trash pump. It handles up to 3/4-inch solids. That's just mainly for, if you're pumping out of a gravel pit, you don't
Right.
plug your veins on the pump. And the pump itself, one I'd like, this would be, I think it's $899. But then we'd also probably need I don't believe we have a 3-inch suction line. And they're not cheap. You're looking at, with fittings and all, that's for 30 foot, probably $300.
I've got one,
For a-
if you need it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I may have ran over it though with my loader the other day, but
What have
it
we
should still
what have we
work.
been doing?
Well, we're filling in town lately. We do have another pump and trailer, but I'm not even sure what year the motor is on that. It's, an old unit, and we haven't been able to get it operating for quite some time, and in the past, we've had significant trouble
If
with
you
it.
need water, you come to town to get water.
Right now, we do, yeah. Like when we were doing the culvert, we could have probably went over to, I think Waters has a gravel pond pit. We could have Murphin's been pumping out of there, and that would have been a little closer. And then also for the project up on the state line, we could have pumped out of there. It did just save a lot of miles on running back and forth.
Where did you get this pipe?
Is that Northern Tool?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
And I did-
This is in North Star.
Checked in town, they can get up just to their supplier for just up to a 2-inch pump, and unable to get anything bigger than that.
I bought all that stuff. I'd build 2 ponds together and then try to pump, so I could dig the other one deeper.
Oh, you tried to lower it?
It didn't work so good.
Didn't, need probably a pretty big pump.
It is a big pump.
How big, 4-inch or?
It's a 3-inch. It's
3-inch?
about the same size as that, but
Okay.
I tried to make my pipe like that culvert. I kind of pushed it down the other day, but it'll still work.
Good, okay. You got an arched culvert now, huh? Yeah.
More volume.
Yeah, it's gonna come out a lot harder.
So altogether, that would probably end up being close to $1,200, between $1,200 and $1,300 time to get, well, if we need to get the suction hose. The discharge hose, I don't think would cost near that much.
It's a Honda motor, those are good motors.
And we could probably get an adapter and just run our, we've got 4-inch hose, we could pump into that for filling. Do we need a motion on, it's
Below 15.
okay.
I thought he said 18, could be 1,800 total? Is that what you said?
Between 13 and 14.
Okay, I got it written down.
If we end up getting the hoses.
Okay.
The last item, chip seal project. I hope some of this makes some sense to you. It's just the bottom right has the total cost, that's oil. And then the combination of the 1/2 inch, well, in this case, I think, well, some of it's half, some of it's 3/8, the chip rock, and then a portion of the roads we wanted to do in sand seal. And then at the bottom right is the total cost, the top one there at $179,000, or $179,897. That's again, that total for oil, delivered and the material. Arcosa, that's gonna be this material right here. It's called a lightweight. It doesn't chip the windshields near as bad. This is the stuff that we got from KDOT last year as part of the leftover from a project.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that's the most expensive stuff, but it's also, it's good material. It makes a good road. It packs well and it holds. And then you have less of a problem too with windshield chipping. Another source
Is
is,
that kind of a lava?
well, I think they heat it, bake it, if you will.
I see.
I've heard that one of the KDOT guys said it actually might float. That's another way to tell. Yeah, it's light. This is probably some of the best material to use on a road, from what I've been told. And this is from Brannan Company. And to go with the combination of this and the sand seal is at $163,622. My concern with this is the size. It's, they can't go any smaller than this. This is what they make, or what they mine, I guess, if you will. And you're gonna have a serious potential of, a lot of windshields getting chipped or cracked.
It's not our problem.
Well, but
When you drive as slow as you do, Roger, you don't ever worry about getting your windshield cracked.
Not how slow you're
You're
driving,
going
it's how
fast
fast
enough.
somebody else is driving.
Yeah,
And that-
I'm the one that catches all the
that
rock.
material came out of a quarry up by Cheyenne, so it'd be a little bit of a truck down here.
Kind of a slate or something.
Kind of,
And then the third material that I brought in, or I'm sorry, I misspoke. This is from Martin Marietta.
Okay.
It's similar in price to the brand. I didn't get a sample from Brannan Company.
Okay.
Martin Marietta's out of Cheyenne, Wyoming. And to use that material along with the sand seals would be $165,560. And just to give you, I guess, I'm up on the top there, top right is the total for the oil. It looks like what we would need would be roughly 27,000 gallons and about $108,830 that's delivered. The sand seal is some of the material that we used on half of our project last year. And that's this stuff here. This comes out of Trenton. We did truck in most of that, or all of it, what we used last year, we trucked in ourselves. That comes in if using just sand seal for everything, not going with any of the higher dollar stuff, is gonna be $141,535. But then you can see a big difference in the material. It generally doesn't last as long as the 1/2 inch and the 3/8 inch chip rock. So that's kind of where we're at on, and I'd like to maybe see if I can, as far as maybe potential for backhauling, like for the Arcosa material, like that's out of somewhere near Fort Collins. I put out some feelers from some different companies, and I've only heard back from one right now for quotes on hauling some of this material.
So are we doing some sand seal and some chip seal?
Right, what I was hoping to do would be to chip seal the South River Road. It's a little over 3 miles, and that's up at the top there. That'd be to take 775 tons. Probably a little less than that, because we do have some left over from last year. So it might be closer to 750 tons. And then the remaining roads, like Cemetery Road, Road 15 north of Highway 36, and I believe that was it. Those, and Lorraine Street, like to do that. Those would be with the sand seal material out of Trenton. And that would take about 280 tons to cover that. Would be a combination.
Is that 141,000 for the sand seal projects then?
If we didn't use any of this material to the
Okay.
River Road,
All right.
that's kind of the cheapest option, if you will. And then the other three there at the bottom, those are the combination of getting 775 tons of the chip rock, and then 280 tons of the material from Trenton. And we would we'll haul that material out of Trenton. That's close enough. That's about an hour trip. We do get, for part of the federal fund exchange, I think we're down for, I think it's a little over $47,000 this year. So that would help offset
Some of the cost.
some of the cost of this. And this is nothing that you guys don't need to decide on this today. If not.
Which one are you leaning towards?
I would really like to use the Arcosa material, the lightweight. It's material we used last year. We were pretty happy with it. This again was the stuff that we donated. It'll be similar to this. It makes a better road than the sand seal. It's better than nothing, as they say, but it doesn't last as long.
Yeah,
The
chip seal, but-
duration is gonna be less than this generally speaking, so. And as a side note, I am waiting to hear back from Sweeney Pavement. I just put in an inquiry on the bridge out there on the South River Road where we patched, and we're gonna need a more permanent fix. It's either gonna be concrete or try and go in with asphalt again. It'd have to be a hot mix, and I was trying to get prices on that just to see what that might cost. And that stretch of road there on either side of that bridge, it's probably the worst stretch of the river road. And it's breaking up, and if we were to go down that road and asphalt it, I would, once we get the price on this, but I'd like to see what it would cost to go a total length of about 500 feet. So it'd be just past, or the east side of that bridge, or the culvert, and then off to the west, totaling about 500 feet. And I just asked him if he could give us a price on what that is to do that.
On concrete?
Well, no, to go with asphalt.
Asphalt.
Yeah, hot mix. Yes.
They go 4-inch on that when they put,
That's what I'm assuming that's what they'll do. I was hoping he would get back to me this morning, and he has not. But Roger, you've obviously been down that stretch, but here's some of our patching, and this one I think this is one of the ones that's not holding up. It's the one I think furthest to the west, and we just did that. And we even put tack oil down. The one over the concrete culvert or the bridge, if you want to call it that, is holding up a little better than that so far, but what has me concerned is seeing quite a bit of this, where that's gonna, even if you chip seal over that, I'm not sure how well that's gonna last. So, future, and it gets a lot of truck traffic through that stretch, of course, but feedlot, but I have not heard back on what that might run, so we bring that to you at the next meeting.
Okay.
That's all that's all I have for today. So,
So you like the Arcosa as your main point?
I do. I think that would be a good option. This material would be a little cheaper, but I'd be a little concerned on the size of it and what it would do to windshields. But it does make a good road too, so.
Yeah.
Probably, actually with, talking to Steve Marshall, he's the representative from Kibitco, the oil supplier, he says that's probably the best material actually. This harder, heavier stuff.
Yeah. And that's Brandon Co. Right.
Or,
That's Brandon.
That's Martin Marietta.
Okay.
I guess we don't have to make a motion, that we can try and decide on it next meeting if you'd like.
I have no problem with, I wish not quite the difference between the two of them. There's quite a little difference between those two.
These two?
Oh,
Yeah,
about 16.
but like you said, I think it's a better product. State Highway thinks it's better.
Right, there's, you
If
can
it's
see
gonna-
that.
If it's gonna last us longer, we're gonna save money.
Yeah. Yeah, if it does last long, we make up that cost for sure.
Right, especially with the cost of the oil too, if you're having to go in twice as much. The oil's actually obviously a lot more than the chip rock.
You're planning on this summer?
Middle of August, we've got some tentative dates, and it's, I think, August 21st.
So you need
Be
to
the
be
start
getting
date.
this stuff ordered if you're gonna get it.
Correct, yeah, we wanna be hauling, probably starting, late May and get it through June and July. Getting it brought in.
I think,
Are you leaning
go
towards?
with Martin Marietta, is that correct?
think it
Which
was
one?
Arcosa.
Sorry, the lightweight?
Yeah, that's,
Arcosa.
That's from Arcosa,
oh, that's Arcosa,
right,
okay.
at the very top there.
That's the one you want.
That's the one I would prefer.
I must want the Martin Marietta because it's cheaper. Yeah, no, the Arcosa, sorry,
Okay.
Is that a motion or what?
yes.
Okay, well then I'll second it.
For, how much?
Arcosa is $179,897.50. It's been first and seconded to go with Arcosa and Lakeside for $179,897.50. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed?
And that,
And you're gonna go the sand seal on some of it.
right. The chip rock is for the River Road, and then sand seal on the other 3 locations.
And I move that we purchase the sand from
It's
Trenton.
Lakeside Sand and Gravel,
Sand and gravel.
280 tons, right?
280 tons, correct.
Second.
It's been
And-
moved, I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
It's been moved and seconded to go with Trenton for 280 tons. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay.
And again, right now, the cost of the oil would be 108,000 of that, those totals we just approved. The 108,000 for the oil is in that dollar amount.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
right, that's,
Okay.
yeah, the total, bottom right is the material and the oil.
Okay.
That's,
I'm happier.
so that's, and then we do get the federal fund exchange too for $47,000, so that'll lower
Okay.
it. It's still expensive, much more than it was 10 years ago, but
Okay.
Well,
and I don't know,
those
do we
we're
need to
trying
do a motion on the oil then? Because that'd be a purchase from Kibitco. But that, they only go out 30 days on the prices of that. That's why I wonder, when we get closer, we'll get the final price on what the oil will
Just
cost.
wait on the motion then, I guess.
Yeah, because it could change a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. All right,
Maybe we'll get an oil well down here on the county property somewhere.
that would help. Save a
took the bridge out, maybe they could trade.
Oh, there you go. Well, and I'll hopefully have that tallied up and sent off to them soon.
Okay.
The bill for the culvert. So,
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. Have a good weekend.
thanks, you too. I think I'll stick around. I think there's some
Okay.
recycling discussion. I'll be here for that.
Thank you, Steve,
Okay,
again.
thanks.
Morning, everybody.
Morning, Eddie.
Brock plans on doing some work up there, starting sometime next week that, had been, okayed a couple of years ago.
Okay.
So hopefully he gets that moving forward.
Okay.
And then there will be one more fairly big bill coming in on K-Camp because prior fire sprinkler system doesn't have all the sensors in yet, unless they put them in yesterday. So I assume it's they're having trouble getting what they need. And so I don't know what that bill might be, and then there might be a couple more outstanding on that K-Camp thing. So where are we standing on that? Okay, or?
Right now, there's still 69,000 left of that insurance money.
Okay. All right, so,
Is everything else pretty well done?
yeah,
Good.
Flooring's all in?
yeah,
Does it look good?
looks very good.
Good.
Really is.
Good.
Do you know if there's lots of revenue on that insurance claim? Because they refunded those residents. The
I'd have
days
to
they were-
check.
If you
I
would.
don't know for sure.
Because it could be about $5,000. I mean, I just, I don't know exactly, but it could be about that, so. So,
$5,000 per resident or
no, total.
total?
Yeah. So, because they were out like 4 days.
4 days.
Yeah, so. So, any questions?
No. Thanks for all the extra work, bud.
Well, some days it is extra. Did you write a check for that flooring today? That'll be paid.
I believe so.
Okay, good deal. All right,
Yeah, it was in there.
okay. And that $357, is that a separate check? Because part of that was repair.
You'll have to ask for
Okay, okay, that's fine. It doesn't matter
It
to
might,
me.
it might,
I just wanted
it might be the
it.
same check, but it'll show what.
Good,
was-
good. That'd be simpler for everybody. But I just wanted that sorted out because that wasn't to do with, they just did that while they were there, so.
Yeah, I think there was about 36,000 on that flooring. 33 something, and then there was another 2 something with the same flooring.
Well, what would have been, it's turned in today, this would have been $19,007 and then 2,900 and something. And then that 357. See, they prepaid for the material.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I know that today it was like 33 plus another almost 3.
I think it should
No,
be
that
like-
shouldn't, no. It should be the 19,007 and then, like 3,100 or something. I didn't bring that stuff with me, and I apologize for not having that one number down to the penny. He's a stickler on that. Yeah,
Maybe I looked at it wrong.
Yeah, because the flooring that was paid today was 22,126.
Yeah.
22,000.
yeah.
That's the insurance part of it.
Okay,
That came out of capital improvement. Where the
Okay.
check was put. Insurance money was.
okay, very good. So,
And what was previously paid out of your, I'm gonna have them transfer it from that back into your up
Okay.
to 6 mils.
very good. All right. Anything else, man? Miss Leslie? I don't want you to be excluded.
Just
Yeah, I'm sure you
throwing
don't.
information or Are they having to use very many traveling nurses still, or?
They've
is it-
really got that cut down, and they just
That's
really,
great.
they just really keep hammering on that, and,
I know it's hard. It's
they've
tough.
got some programs, you know, they're trying to get, some of the staff that are there now, they're trying to get them to recertify, you know, move up a grade, you know, to the CMAs, and, you know, if you can build that within,
Yeah.
it gives them purpose, and they feel like they're
Yeah.
improving, and, you know, it's a little more pay, and so, you know, if we can keep building from within, well, I think that's important. So, no, Daphne's doing a really good job on this traveling nurses, because it eats your lunch.
Oh, terrible.
It just does. And so that's a big problem.
Yeah.
It truly is. So, good to go. Sorry about your brother.
Thank you.
All right, thank
See
you.
you later. Have a good day, thanks. Amanda, Scott? You can stay back there or come up, whatever.
No, I'll just sit right here.
Okay,
I like the back row.
all right.
Well, we're here because of the recycling, as you know. We're to the point where we're filling that building up. We don't know what we're gonna, there's just no place to go with it that we're finding out and so forth. So we're wanting to know what we need to do, because Dan said the other day, we'll get to the point where we need to close the doors.
Okay.
I personally have been talking to people about it, and I really think we have to open up the dump to the cardboard. Because I know in Bird City, we've got like 20 bales or so, and I don't know how many of you guys got more than we have. And we just keep bailing it, and I don't know what we're gonna do with it. Can't even give it away right now.
I know Dan's out of town, but he had talked, over at Atwood, they still do, my understanding is full recycling. However, they have to haul it to North Platte. And so they bought a van trailer and they haul it themselves. And Dan was gonna check into it and see if that's an option. I don't know what it would cost to haul it, if we even want to consider that, or what they would pay out.
How fast are we gonna fill the cell up if we start taking cardboard out there? It's gonna
I have
increase.
to run some numbers.
Okay.
Or the figure on it, but it would definitely add to it.
Would Calicrates take any of that on what they're doing for the mulch and stuff?
Well, see, I've kind of wondered that too, as far as shredding, getting a
Right.
cardboard shredder. And I know it's been kind of tossed around of maybe getting a cardboard incinerator from the landfill that you can just burn it. I mean, I don't know what
I don't know, can you do that?
Have to check with KDHE.
I mean, that would be an option too, that way we'd save the landfill.
Yeah, cause the more we can save out of that cell. Cause we're running out of room out there.
'Cause even if you compress it, it takes up a lot of
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
I thought our life expectancy on that was
Yeah, like 50 years, yeah,
120.
yeah, it'll go fast with cardboard. I think that was at the current
Cardboard
rate we were
should
going.
deteriorate with time. I think it'll deteriorate faster if you don't bale it.
I don't know enough about it.
That's what I think it'd be great if you could.
Am I right?
Yeah, I would agree with you there. Just like trying to burn a bale that,
Yeah.
take forever for it to ever burn,
Yeah.
because it just can't.
No air.
Be on fire for months, and so it would deteriorate faster if it wasn't baled, I agree. But
I wonder if that stuff can ignite like, kind of like hay does if it gets wet.
I don't think it does the defermentation or whatever process, isn't that what it does?
It
builds
it
heat.
wouldn't build heat,
Okay, I didn't,
I don't think.
I think it's gotta have some sort of sucrose or something in it to do it.
that's what we're here for, we just, I mean, we're gonna have the building full, and we can leave stuff stacked in there for a while, and if something would happen, that somebody would take it. It'd be nice if somebody would come and get it, so we wouldn't have the expense of hauling it somewhere, because that's gonna be out of the taxpayer's pocket again, us hauling it.
If it doesn't rain, I think I got some cows that'll eat it.
That's what those cubes look like. when they're wet. They look like cardboard.
Well,
I mean, if it's a minor deal, but even like Dan said the other night, you need to order more baling wire for it. And that was gonna be around $500,
Yeah.
and that only lasts about 3 months. So, you know, you keep adding the expense plus the men baling it and stuff.
Now you're gonna haul it out and dump it anyway.
Yeah. So we just didn't know if we should keep going forward and.
I hate to say this, but should we just close it?
Because if we find an outlet for it, we can always open it back up.
Yeah,
You
we
know,
can
for the
always-
time being, just shut
I
it
know we
down.
don't wanna do that, we've got people kinda trained to do
It's
it,
just a-
but
Yes, we do.
Glass and tin cans and stuff up there, don't you?
Just tin and
Tin.
aluminum and chipboard and cardboard.
But don't we need to check with Charles Peckham, who kind of handles all the landfills and such? Because the thing that we just passed, that he sent over, said that we had made arrangements in regards to recycling and cardboard.
Yeah, that was before snow went out.
Right, right, but I'm wondering if we need to double check
I think
on
that's
that
a good idea.
aspect.
I mean, we can table it till next meeting and
Yeah,
do some further checking and
maybe check with Calcrates and see, maybe that's something they could mix with their
we
bone or
can check
whatever.
with like the incinerator thing to see if that's even a possibility to where we can burn it. We can do some more checking and just put it on the agenda for next.
Because I don't think we can build another cell out there without declaring eminent domain. I think that's what we discussed when we built that cell, about 6 years ago or so. Anyway,
I don't know, they've expanded it, so, didn't we?
what do you guys
When
think?
Dave was here?
I thought they went deeper.
Yeah, they did something.
oh yeah, we went deeper and, but like you said, cardboard will fill it up fast.
The worst part, everything's going to cardboard. People are ordering even groceries on Amazon and everything comes cardboard.
Well, maybe do some
So,
checking.
Steve,
We'll
you
do-
want to be in
we'll try to do
contact
some more
with
research
Charles
and you guys could
Peckham
do some
and tell him
more
what
research.
we're considering and see if we're still in compliance with what we
Okay.
need to with the landfill? If we start putting cardboard back in there?
All right.
Thank you.
Are we gonna be able to handle 2 weeks worth up there?
Yeah.
We'll make
With
it-
graduate-
we'll make
grad-
that work.
okay, everything
It's-
coming up.
It's just getting to that point where it's gonna be full pretty soon. So,
That just took a month, didn't it, basically?
Wow.
no. I don't know, he might have to order the wire, so he can
Yeah.
mail for the next, but he said he was gonna have to order some.
So you have to
wire,
order
but-
that every 3 months, so you're looking at 2,000 a year in wire.
Yeah.
And, wow.
It's sad that it's got to this point, you know, you used to get rid of the recycling stuff, but now it's costing the taxpayer to get rid of recycling because of the expense of the men and the wire and the haulage. And it's just not working. And you think it'll come back, when?
Well,
Okay, well, we'll keep working on it too and see.
I wonder, do we have somebody we could contact Atwood to see what it's costing to have it delivered up there?
Dan talked to.
He's talking.
Yeah, Dan's got a contact, so he'll be here at the next meeting.
Okay,
He's in
because
Wichita this
maybe
week, so-
the,
Because he was gonna check with the place in North Platte to see if that's even, if they would even take our stuff and that kind of stuff. So he's been in contact,
I mean,
so.
maybe we could at least give us a little more time. We could get rid of a semi-load. You get a lot of cardboard in a semi.
Yeah.
too bad it wasn't closer to Trenton. 'Cause you're like an hour and a half past that, wouldn't you? I mean, if we're gonna go get that rock up there, if we could take the stuff, if North Platte was quicker, we could take the stuff up there, but it's not. Instead of deadheading one way.
Of course, they won't have the right trailers
Yeah, I don't know if you can run it a belly dump, but where there's a will, there's a way.
Brett would figure it out.
Darn right.
Well, that's all we had, we just, we're idea on
Thank you. Sorry,
an issue
but
for the county and the city with the recycling right now.
Well, let us know what you find out.
Okay. Thank you. See you guys.
See ya. Have a good weekend.
thank you.
See you, Steve.
Have a good weekend.
You too. Incinerator. Did you have anything else?
Yeah, I've got a transfer I need approved for $40,847.39 from Fund 225 to 001-300. And that's, we were waiting for an insurance check, or see what they were paying in the insurance check, and stuff was paid out of their up to 6 mils. So now that we have the check, we need to
Reimbursed.
Okay,
reimburse them.
I'll make a motion for the transfer of funds of $40,847.39.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to transfer funds of $40,870, or $47.39, to 001-300, correct? Okay. All those in favor
Yeah.
signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay. Did we have anything else?
Okay, then I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Okay, I can get
Is that the 16th we said?
Yes.
Okay.
1
I
o'clock.
wrote the time down, but
You'll have to remind me so I can remind them.